we're asked to determine the graph of f of x equal 2 to the negative x plus 3 using the graph of y equal 2 to the x in transformations. And I want to go through this step by step. So in a basic exponential function of the form b to the x, the points whose x-coordinates are negative 1, 0, and 1 are key points to consider. So when I'm selecting x equals negative 1, the y is 2 to the negative 1, which is 1/2. When x is 0, y is 2 to the 0, which is 1. And when x is 1, y is 2 to the 1, which is 1. So this gives me 3 points that I would have on the graph if I was graphing y equal 2 to the x. Now I want to look at graphing y equal 2 to the negative x. And I want to point out that 2 to the negative x reflects, and I'll just say y equal 2 to the x reflects y equal 2 to the negative x reflects y equal 2 to the x about the y-axis. Now, another way to understand this is that what's happening is you are changing your x coordinates by multiplying them by a negative 1. But there's no change to your y coordinate. So multiplying each, so let's just point this out. Multiply each x by negative 1. Y is unchanged. So there's no change to y. So we can just copy the y values. There's still going to be 1/2, 1, and 2. But my x's are what is going to change. And I'm going to change those by multiplying them by a negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. Negative 1 times 0 is 0. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. So no change to the y's, but I have changed the x's by multiplying each x by negative 1. And then finally, I'm going to incorporate the third transformation, or second part of the transformation. And that's where I add the plus 3. So in this particular case, there's no change to x from the previous table. So there's no change to the x coordinates of y equal 2 to the negative x. Remember, I've already incorporated the reflection. So I copy those x's, 1, 0, negative 1. I make no change to those. But add 3 to each y coordinate from y equal 2 to the negative x. So every y changes by adding 3. So instead of having 1/2 here, I have 3 plus 1/2, which is 3.5. Instead of having 1, I have 3 plus 1, which is 4. Instead of having 2, I have 3 plus 2, which is 5. And those are 3 points on my new graph. So I could just very quickly incorporate these in and get my graph, get a rough draft. I'm going to do a real rough graph here. So if x is 1, y is 3.5. So x is 1, y is 3.5. X is 0, y is 4. X is -1, y is 5. Now we know the basic shape of our graph. And notice it's going to look something like that. So we are going through those 3 key points. So these are the translations. So notice that when I start with y equal 2 to the x, I had the 3 points, -1, 1/2, 0, 1, 1, 2. These are each transformed. So remember, I'm transforming this to f of x equals 2 to the -x plus 3. So each of these points got transformed, and actually this happens to every single point on the graph. The point -1, 1/2 was transformed to the point 1, 3.5. The point 0, 1 was transformed to the point 0, 4, and the point 1, 2 was transformed to the point -1, 5. So when you do the reflection and then the vertical translation, this is how these 3 key points changed. So when we are asked to choose the graph, we're able to see that A is the correct graph that lines up with this rough graph that we have drawn. So A would be our choice.